Hey man, this is the week after homecoming. Horatio, how you feeling? I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling, man.
My brother, I'm feeling great. How are you? How are you?
Hey, I'm beyond good right now, man. Oh, did I even see you during homecoming?
No, oh no, I saw you. You didn't. We had a whole conversation. You didn't see me at all. I saw you, bro. CDK man, CDK, yeah, CDK is such a great like performer and such a great, you know what I'm saying? So like when he's in it, he's in it. Yeah, man, we had a whole conversation, bro. We took pictures and everything. What are you talking about? Did I see you? That's how you know CDK was gone. Look, I had a great time at homecoming. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Did you see the discourse between the aunties and the young thoughts going on about the outfits at homecoming? So if you don't know, and this wasn't just one place, it was kind of everywhere. Like the older people left homecoming saying, I just, all the kids are just wearing nothing. They wearing floss. They wearing, you know what I'm saying? Like they got their ass out. How do you feel about that?
Man, listen to my thing, bro. Have you seen the pictures from Freak Nick? Like this would be blowing me, bro. Y'all was wearing bras and mini skirts, then thongs, being a hoe. Like all of these things have been a thing. Like y'all have not, like, bro. I hate when people get older and they want to be all conservative now that they got kids and husbands and stuff like that. That's great. And now that you saved, but back then when you was a teenager, you was a hoe too. Like,
But
and y'all was
see,
giving it up. You just couldn't prove it.
and that's what I'm saying too. Not only do they not have evidence, it wasn't no social media. It wasn't a lot of cameras around, so it was just based on, how we always think about the past and rose-colored glasses, like, oh man, it was so great, da da da. But I mean, it was the same things going there. I bet you the alumni of 55 and 60 was talking the same thing about y'all that y'all are saying about them. But it is a thing of, as you get older, you start to have kids, you do start to, like, hey, I wouldn't want my son to see this. If anything, I can see how you could be more offended by the drug use rather than the outfits. You know what I'm saying? Because okay, you want your son wants to go to A&T or wants to go to another HBCU. He sees all these niggas smoking, passing blunts or whatever. So I can kind of see that more than the outfits. The outfits is like, when you're just young, you really don't care, bro. You just excited to show your skin and want you excited that people like you and find you attractive or whatever. So I can understand that. But there is a smidge of hate, and I hope that, and they're not saying this. It is a smidge of hate from the aunties because I have not seen a man complain about this at all, at all.
I think this thing too about men. Like it's a lot of things that we just don't care about, right? And women's wardrobe is one of them. Unless you're our woman, and I also saw this conversation, which we'll get into a little bit later on. The difference between being
Mhm.
insecure and being what's the other word that they use? Not protective, but damn, I'm trying to think of the word. We'll come back to it. Anyways,
Mhm.
like you said, yeah, men. I can see how men don't get irritated by that because like it's none of their business. We don't give a fuck. Like walk around with your ass out. Like who cares?
I think the word you was looking for was territorial.
There we go.
Maybe that
There
was
we
it.
go.
Yeah, yeah. But some women, you ain't my girl gets mad at me. She sings this old song called "You Don't Own Me." It's an old song from like the 50s. Yo, go look up "You Don't Own Me." Every time she
You know
gets
what's
mad,
crazy?
she sings. You know that song?
No, my girl sings the song from South Park, Master Got Me Working. That song.
Same deal, same deal. Yo, okay, yeah, yeah. I just thought about that. Okay, look, and let's keep it on homecoming, right? So my favorite part of homecoming every year is at when it gets dark because everybody's
Mhm.
been drinking since 1 p.m. Right, and normally at this time it can go either really good or really bad. It could be right now. It could be a lot of fights. So normally, they have the police there to kind of usher everybody out. This is towards the end where it's just a line of police officers, right? And you know how we talk about police officers have to have a little bit more emotional intelligence than us because they are human as well, but they have to put themselves in a situation where people are, putting them in a situation where they have heightened emotion. Never seen as much freaky police as I've seen ever at homecoming. The police be freaky too. It was a group of officers coming in, a new group of officers, and he was trying to be like, he was telling the other officers, like, what y'all doing? Like, move them out. And I said, bro, they horny, bro. You're not going, because look, It's late at night. Women love men in a uniform. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's drunk. They not drunk. You know what I'm saying? So they sober. So it's girls rubbing and touching, doing the whole thing, and they just sitting there like loving it, eating it up. Okay, officer, do your job. Don't be, don't be distracted, man. You gotta stay focused. All right, stay focused at the task at hand. This is how situations go bad. This is how countries get overthrown from police not paying attention, getting distracted by women.
No, I did see the videos of the girls twerking on the police. I actually saw the bucket list. Like they have every year they do this thing called like the bucket list, and twerking on the officer is always one of them. I saw the
Mm-hmm.
dude that was doing security, or he was on the light pole. He took his jacket off and his shirt off.
Yeah.
She was dancing on him. Actually, I don't even know if that was his parking garage vest. I don't know if he just found that on the ground or what. It was so much going on.
Yeah, too much going on. Okay, let's move on. And all these things that I have are kind of small. You know, I think it's so corny, and I saw this, and this is based off of Homecoming too. We're grown people. If you like somebody, if you find somebody attractive, say, "Hey, I find you attractive. Hey, what's your name?" Da da da. Don't take a picture of them online and then say, "Internet, help me find them." No, no, get your grown ass up and go find them yourself. I cannot stand that. Internet, help me find them. Help me go. What's they at, fam? You was in person with them. That is so corny, bro. It's like, why do you really don't even want to talk to them? You just want other people to know that you find this person attractive. So really, you're just bigging up the person that you're talking about's head because other people are gonna go see them and be like, "Oh, who is this?" You know, that's so corny to
Right.
me. Like, we're not middle school. You don't have your friend put you on with somebody. Nah, bro, we're not doing none of that. All right, grow up. If you see somebody's attractive, if you have the balls to take a picture of them and post them online, you can have the balls to go up to them and say, "Hey, how are you?"
No, that's real. And I think even that, like, even in social settings like Homecoming, I can see the whole passing the Instagrams. No, do not give me your Instagram. Give me your number right now. I'm in your face. I'm here. Like,
Right.
and I ain't gonna lie, when I was single, I was on that. I was like, hey, no,
Yeah.
I'm like, we here. Like, either you
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk to me or not, but don't give me your Instagram and give me the spin around. Like, especially if you know who I am, like you know who, like we are familiar with each other. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not meeting you for the first time, we in the grocery store. All right, that's one thing. You want to kind of vet the person. If I'm
Yeah.
in your face, you know me, I know you. What are we doing? Because you ain't
Right.
finna give me the whole, oh, and then I try to get your number on the gram. Nah,
I
man.
tell you what.
Live in the
I tell you what I
moment.
say.
Shoot your shot.
I tell you what I say all the time. I say if somebody says and they say I'm gonna give you Instagram, I go, I'm just gonna ask for your number on Instagram. And then whatever base you said that, if she still pushes the Instagram, leak, get out of there. Fellas, we over here at the CDK Horatio podcast, push the number, not the Instagram. The Instagram is gonna get you, it's gonna make you a fan. I literally heard my girl say that one time with her group of friends, where a guy came up to her and she was like, "Oh, just got another fan," like because he followed on Instagram. I said, "Oh my god, this, yeah, bro, that's how they be doing, man." All right, let's
Man.
move on. You got anything? Because I can keep going.
Yeah. I was no, you can go keep you on.
Okay. Have you seen? Okay, the kids, like let's say 13 to 18, who play sports, they have this phrase that they love called "belt to ass." Have you seen? Have you heard of that?
I'll be saying built the ass.
Belt to ass, right? Now, of course, it just means to do something well, to destroy it, to really put the beating down,
Yeah.
right? But there's a new trend where you know how it's a good game line, like you say, good game, good game. You hitting these guys' hands after any sport for the most part. Some people are carrying an actual belt, right, and hitting their ass at every good game, after every hand. And I'm like, what is going on, bro? This could not have happened. First of all, what team is allowing you to let them hit them on their ass, bro? You wouldn't have made it past the second person where I'm from. What did you talk about? Belt to ass.
That's mad disrespectful.
Bro, they get all the way down to the end. They be hitting the coaches. Coach, what is you doing? Coach got belt to ass. Even the coaches got, bro. I'm like, come on, man. So I just thought that in sportsmanship, come on, man, we got to do better in that. Like, that's crazy. And the fact that they let you do that, not only the coaches, but the other team, and they see you doing
Man,
it.
fuck that. Man, fuck that, man. Man, if you got your ass whooped, take it. Take it.
Nah,
Belt
man.
the ass. I love
Okay,
that shit.
you already took it. Pause. It's on the scoreboard.
No, Diddy.
Now,
No,
for
that shit funny as fuck though.
For real. Belt the ass. And he's like, and they all do the little, what y'all little sound after. Come on, man. I don't. If you get your ass beat, you don't need to get a belt hit to your butt. Come on, bro, to your football pads. But shout out to the kids, man. The YNs, bro, they don't care. They don't care. They'll the stuff that we used to, good sportsmanship, good regular camaraderie, out the door. All right, you're gonna get a belt to your
I've
ass.
learned though,
Literally.
YNs they don't like being called YNs. Said I thought it was like an ongoing joke. Nah, said it to somebody's face. They ain't fuck with that.
They don't like that. They don't like it.
I
But
was at
they
I was at UNCP,
Mhm.
and I was doing a show. I was doing a show for homecoming at UNCP, and it's a mixed school though. So some of the
Yeah.
I could see how it could have came off as like not in front of the white people, but it was one of those situations. He was like, "Man, come on, man." I'm like, "Damn, I
Mhm.
thought it was a cool thing.
Right.
Like, I thought this was
What'd
like
you say?
what we
How'd you
do right
say it?
now."
Like you was joking on like, look at
Okay,
this YN.
yeah. So it was, it was one of the situations where he was coming to pick up a song, and I was like, it was like turnt songs or something was the category of the game or something, whatever. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, he a YN. Like I know he got this. He was like, man, come on, man, for real, bro. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, like.
Right. Sensitive YN.
YN.
YN got some feelings to him. Okay. Now, Caleb, we're gonna get a little deep. Now, this happened when I wrote this on my notes. It's more news that came out about this in the past couple of hours. So in my notes, I have Lil Durk gets keys to the city. So the mayor of Chicago gave Lil Durk the key to the city, and I'm like, there has to be other people that you can give the key to the city to. I mean, I really do. I really do feel like that. And so then, as I'm thinking about this, as I'm learning more about this, he just got arrested for whatever nigga shit they be doing, and that just leads me to be like, yo, we have to. I understand that we can have like our kids or whatever be influenced by rappers or whatever, but when the adults start to uplift this and start to like give a, oh yeah, you can get a key to the city for being like this or being like that, when majority, and it is no disrespect to Lil Durk, we met him, but there's no, there's no accountability for, okay, hey, look, what you actually do and kind of what you stand for is not something that we want to promote. We'll fuck with you because we like the music. You're a person of the city. We love you, but we're not going to give you the key to the city, and then you turn around and get arrested for murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on with the leaders? I get it if the kids get it, the kids love them, whatever. But if the leaders are doing it, it's like, what is y'all incentive? Some of y'all just want to go viral because y'all want to be standing next to a rapper, and that's crazy. And that's how sad celebrity and politics is. What do you think about that?
No, I definitely think the same thing. Like the fact that keys to the cities are starting to get revoked because they are given to the people that shouldn't have had them in the first place is where
Right.
we are right now. And it's like those should be reserved for real leaders in the community. And I think even with like the honorary doctorate degrees, we're handing those out like left and right, like hotcakes. Like I feel like those people aren't even to the degree of like mastering their craft to the point that they should get a honorary doctorate degree. Like I just feel like that about pretty much everything right now. I feel like even lifetime achievement awards, man, like all this stuff is getting watered down, man. Like it's too many awards. It's too much.
Mm-hmm. And it's like military men, veterans, teachers, people that actually like make a change in the community should be doing it. Now I understand how like powerful media is, and how if you ask one of these kids, they're gonna say that they want to be like them rather than be like the teacher that actually helps them. I understand that, but for the whole, for the what you call it, the government or whatever, it's like there should be their job to push that. It shouldn't be their job to push that. So I just thought that was kind of whack. And then for him to get arrested, I was like, it kind of aligns with why I thought that. But shout out to Lil Durk, man. We ain't trying to shit on him, but fam, you don't deserve the key to the city, bro. I don't give a damn what to me. Maybe for being a role model for being able to get out. I think that could be the only way. But
was he really out though?
Exactly. Are you really out though? Okay, let's move on. And this is a local story. So the residents of DC are mad at a pizza place called And Pizza, because they have released a new item on their menu called the Marion Barry Knots. Now, if you don't know who Marion Barry is, Marion Barry was a longtime DC mayor. As my family's from DC, so I know about Marion Barry. Like, black people love this guy. I mean, he really was the face of this city. He helped a lot of people get jobs. But they call him their forever mayor. Like, Marion Barry is really big in DC. just as a legendary guy. Now, back in the 80s or 90s, it was a scandal that he was doing cocaine. And so that was kind of the biggest thing because somebody had set him up, somebody had recorded him. It was a video of him doing illegal activity with drugs, and I think like some prostitutes, something like that. Either way, he was that the people in DC never wanted that to overshadow his and what he did for the city. Like they literally love him. So this pizza place, out of kind of like the upper, maybe like DMV area, some in Pennsylvania as well, called And Pizza. They came out with a menu item just for the DC locations called Mary and Barry Knots. Now, playing off his last name being Barry, it's berries in the knots. But in the advertisement, there are little white bags of powder, right? And that insinuate that this is based on cocaine. There are also little things like that say in the ad things like we know this isn't the best, but it'll do, something like that. Like basically saying like it's so criminal is the tagline. This is so criminal to be this good or something like that. And the people of DC are upset. Now, when I first heard it, I was like, maybe Barry or whatever, but it does kind of seem like they do know what they're doing in the sense of trying to take light of this man, this black man who did a lot for this community, and it's kind of making a joke about it. Now, when I first heard it, I'm like, all right, maybe y'all overreacting a little bit. His last name is Barry. They're Barry in the knots. But me seeing all the little it was bags of powdered sugar and talking about criminal and stuff, and I'm like, come on, man, we cannot. Well, it's not good to allow these companies to joke on our black leaders that have done a good thing and kind of put them down when they have, shown up for the community. So there's been a big boycott for And Pizza. They addressed it. I do feel like in these situations, you're just making the brand bigger. But we as black people do have to understand, and I think they did too with this, is our money is the biggest part of the power when it comes to. So yeah, there was a big boycott for And Pizza. And the DC people are infuriated with this. What you think about this?
Did they take it off the menu?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
But I mean, it took them a while to. It was a lot of people. I think that they might not have been thinking that deep into it, but then when you put it out there and when you see the reaction to it, they were probably at first having a pushback, like, well, we wouldn't even mean to do that. But then as time goes on, different media outlets pick it up. Yeah. So, but at first, honestly, I was like, black people get on my nerves with this. It's so annoying. But then when I saw like the small bags of powder cocaine, I'm like, come on, man. This guy means a lot to these. You said what?
Like, I'm gonna tell you this too. Like, impact is not even about the intention; it's about the impact. And I struggle with this a lot, especially like when you try to make your impact or you make your intention as clear as day, and the impact is still negatively when you had the intention of doing something positive. Even if they did give the pushback and felt like this was something that was going to be uplifting to him and like a legacy to him or whatever the case may be, it's how the people felt about it. So when you give pushback, it feels like guiltiness. And sometimes you have to just literally take it and be like, okay, I know what I intended to do, but this is what it actually did. So you have to be more self-aware than that. So I mean, the fact that they took it off the menu,
Yeah, and you can kind of feel that from their page because they kept the post up for a long time. You can probably tell that wasn't their intention to do that. But like you said, that was such a great example because though your intention, now them as a company, they had to go, well, look, it was a misstep, but our intention was not to do that. We literally wanted to show him praise. We wanted to use his last name to put us on the thing. And they should probably hit that angle a little bit more rather than being like, I mean, shit, why y'all complaining? I mean, which it kind of felt like that. But this also was a great opportunity for them to highlight Black-owned businesses and businesses that they do like that show the mayor or show the people of DC the support that they like. And this is also another example too, where I mean the customer. Look, when I worked at Chick-fil-A, they preached us the customer's always right, and this is a good example of that as well. To where they're not really talking about the food; they're talking about just your advertisement. So, yeah, man, yeah. Let's move on. Okay, let's get into the election. We only a week or two away from November 6th, November 4th, right? I don't know what day. It's November. I already voted. I voted early. November 5th. I voted early. And yeah. But I want to get your opinion on this. There were some ads that came out. Did you post one of these ads? Did you post one of the pop the balloon ads?
No,
For the
I did
Kamala
not.
team.
I'm actually going to vote today though. No, I did not.
Okay, so Kamala had an ad where like the pop the balloon show, the dating show where somebody comes out and if you don't like them, they pop the balloon. She has an ad where it's a black guy comes out, it's a bunch of black women, and this guy goes, oh, I'm 6'5", I have a six figures, and they go, oh, and they go, are you voting? And he goes, nah, and they all pop their balloon. All right, so I thought that this was interesting because this is kind of the outreach that is kind of geared to black people from Kamala, from the Democratic Party. And I saw a lot of pushback saying that this was kind of offensive, not because of what was going on in the video, but just the fact that this is what you want to present to black people for black people. This pop the balloon, this type of idea of, well, if you ain't voting, then we ain't gonna be no loving around here. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of like strong arm the black man or strong arm black people into voting based upon vain things, based upon not policy, not things like that. So what do you think about that? Because I've seen a lot of people post it. I thought you had posted it, honestly, because I've seen a lot of comedians and influencers post it. But yeah, what do you think about that?
Nah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Like the stronger, like I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Like I think that that notion that we should really run with it. And I don't know if a lot of people know your voting status is public information. Like whether you voted or not, you can't tell who people voted for, but you can look up how if what elections people actually voted in. I don't know if people know that. So I think that people should be pushing the narrative, and I also believe reach people however they need to be reached. I think about it the same way I think about church, right? However, preachers need to get to the youth and make them understand what it is for said religion. Do that. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not going too far left outside of, regulations and boundaries being set. But I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that there should be any limitations on reaching somebody where they are.
Mm,
I'm a big advocate
right.
for that in any form of fashion.
That's interesting because that that brings up the point. Well, at how far does it go? Same thing with the church thing. Like how far does it go for me to get these people? But yeah, that's an interesting point. All right, let's move on to because that was real quick. And this is my last point before I got better days to come. So I called my mom yesterday, right? And this is a shame to older parents that have adult kids, right? Because though I'm an adult, CDK, I still need some mothering in a way. Yesterday I'm driving and I get a flat tire. And you know how you just get everything is just piling up on you. You go, oh my God, this day just sucks. You know what I'm saying? You just have that type of thing, right? So I call my mom. I called my mom really just to get the you're not a loser speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you're not a loser. Rub me on the back. Something. So I was telling my mom about what just happened, whatever. And she was like, yeah, life. How? I'm like, damn, I'm an adult for real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, mothering as an adult, parenting as an adult, you still need some of it. So shout out to the parents that though your child is grown, though they don't really need you for much, you're still in their corner emotionally. What do you think about that?
I think that sometimes in the 20s, I think that parents, there's two types of parents in the world. There's parents that still want to be a part of your life, and those parents that are like literally pushing you off and being like, this is the shit I've been telling you about. Like,
Yeah,
jump off
yeah,
the
yeah,
cliff.
yeah.
Like, this is just life.
Right,
You
right.
have no parachute. And it'd be like, all right, cool. Like, and I think that there should be a healthy balance between the two, but I feel like most of the time it's either one or the other.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. But I'm telling you, when you're on the other side of that, and if you're on the other side of the no parachute parenting, boy, let me tell you, all right, that shit is rough. I mean, my parents aren't like that either. I just thought like in that moment, you just want somebody in that moment to be like, oh, I said, damn, boy, you got to do it
Yeah.
for yourself, man. Either way, that's all I got for better until better is to come. What you got?
I only have one more thing that I wanted to talk about: the difference between being territorial and being insecure. I didn't think about it that way until I saw I was watching a show about it, and I actually thought about it. I was like, okay, there's a difference between actually caring about somebody enough to want to protect them from or prevent things from happening to them versus being insecure and trying to control everything that they do in order for those
Right.
things not to happen. And I think that I'm more territorial. Like I don't really give a fuck about a lot. Like I care, but it's like you make your own decisions because you're also an adult, and I'm not trying to parent anybody. You know what I mean? And when I
Right.
was younger, I used to always think that like controlling is caring, and that like they were
Mm,
like synonyms, and it's like that's not really the same thing. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I had to adjust how I led in situations like that. What do you think about that?
No, I agree. And as a man, these are the conversations that we need to be having because if you want to lead a woman, if you want to lead your family, you're going to have some type of detachment, whether that comes from um, your own emotional, like I said, insecurities or whatever, and then have to know when to step up and protect and to be territorial over your family. So I think that's so true. Something I've been getting into a lot more is like energetically, I don't want to like take from my girl as I have been doing. I think a lot of men do this, meaning like the value of a woman is immense in your life, right? Like your femininity, like you need, guys. I know a lot of guys who don't really have a lot of friends. They just friends with their girlfriend. They just be out with their girlfriend all the time. So he's like, you taking that energy, and she's using that energy as well. But what I have done in the past is using up my girl's energy to a fault, like not like honestly being a fucking energy vampire, if you want to be completely honest. Just like and I've seen it in workplaces. Like how many times, ladies who listening, how many times have you at work and the guy at your job is like he's using your femininity. He's taking from, he's like telling you stories. He's doing all, you know what I'm saying? He's doing all this stuff, and you can't go like, hey bro, get away from me. You have to go like, oh, you have to do like the girl thing and go, because men value that is valuable. So I want to be able to just not take as much and be able to and be conscious of me being able to pour back that into, because it's valuable to me. And I think that's the double standard why we have to pay for everything or whatever, because this energy that we love, that we harnessing, is valuable, and we almost can't quantify it, you know. Um, which is why women like to hang out with other women, because they can look at each other and nurture each other in that, and they just get that cycle going back and forth. Whereas me, it's like my girl has to use that energy to pour into me. So I've been trying to just do more of that, like be aware of being in my own energy and not taking from somebody else, not overly, saying like, because you can see it, bro. And some women, they be drained in their face and stuff like that, just based off of um not being secure in their boundaries, or not, that whole thing. So that's something that along with being territorial and whatever, notice how you're taking from people energetically if you're using their energy to try to get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay in your own energy, and then that's how you can attract them, the person that you love, to be more and have a better relationship. Um, my better is to come. We leave you guys on a positive note with better is to come. All right. Just because you don't know it exists doesn't mean it doesn't. For instance,
What?
if just because you don't know it exists doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You just don't know it exists. For instance, if there's a town in Oregon that you don't know, that town doesn't stop working because you don't know it. And just because you know what I'm saying, like, just because you get some new, and if you get some new information that this town is available, that doesn't mean that it stops. It's like sometimes people think that just because they're not aware of something, it does not exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get some new information, now it's time for you to take on that new information and to be like, oh wow, I didn't understand that this thing has been happening this whole time, right? And stop, like,
Right.
people look at things from their own limited view, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't know at all. And if you get introduced to that thing, that thing has been happening for a long time, all right? And just because you haven't known that, don't get too stuck in your ego to think that you know every damn thing, because you don't.
Hey man, I like that. I'm right there with you on that one. I ain't had a better this come, so that's what I
Absolutely.
wanted to end on too. Hey,
Absolutely. Well, guys, we appreciate you for another episode of CDK and Horatio. You can follow me on all social media at Horatio Radio.
follow me at CDK on the mic, man. I'm going to One Music Fest this weekend. It's lit. Catch me in the A.
Yeah, bro. I just saw you. What you in like Minnesota or something? Like yesterday?
Bro, I was in Milwaukee yesterday. I'm going to Charlotte tonight, Atlanta. Then we going to Tallahassee. So, hey,
Hey, man. Catch CDK on tour. Is a homecoming tour? Or just in general? You just got dates.
no, um, mm, 4 different things. Yeah, so there's not had one. Only one of them had to do with homecoming.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you for listening. 30 right on the minute. Great. What you doing tonight, bro?
I got Cash Cobain, bro, but that shit, I don't even